Drake here from Working Dragon Mystic. Sorry if there's any noise. We got people working outside and I got a video processing and I don't know if the mic will pick it up. But I've been dilly-dallying about a concept and wanting to think of how to best do it. And I think I'm overthinking it. But I want to start a series discussing prosperity and wealth magic. Detailing specifically how I actually do apply them. I've been getting a lot, and I do mean a lot of questions about that. And every time I've sat down to do the video, I realized there's too much information to cover in one video. So we're going to break it into a series on prosperity and wealth magic. Now, with that said, most people I've noticed don't understand prosperity and wealth much less how to understand its relationship with magic. So we're going to be covering a few of the things I personally use in this series. Now, this is not direct financial advice. Please see your accountant for that. This is what I do in my personal life and how I apply it to get the results I do and how I have leveraged it to truly change my life and my place in life and my ability to live the life I find a very, very happy one. But these are also techniques I've shared with friends, family, students, clients, and they've all seen absolutely fantastic results. So let's discuss that. And one of the first things I want to discuss is what we refer to as equity in something, or more specifically, assets versus liabilities. This is a huge one. Huge. Now, one thing that was taught to me as assets and liabilities and how they function is an asset makes you money, okay? It makes you money. There is cash flow coming to you for you having it. A liability is something that is constantly draining money. It takes money away from your lifestyle. That is specifically how it was stated. Now, if you have an object or something and you own something and it neither makes you money nor does it drain money, it's just static, that you could label as an asset, assuming it has value that you can actually sell it for. Now, that is how investor or cash flow view wealth, okay? An accountant, specifically an accountant, views you as dead wealth. What's that mean? Dead wealth. Dead wealth is a term I was taught by a friend of mine. I'm pretty sure he made it up. But it is when an accountant calculates your worth as if you're dead. They don't consider cash flow in or out. They just take everything you have and total it up, and that's what you're worth. That's it. Problem is, you can be living paycheck to paycheck and still have a dead wealth. In fact, you can have a really, really high dead wealth and still be living paycheck to paycheck. You ever hear that statement, you're worth more dead than alive? That's why. So, true wealth is built off cash flow wealth, which, in my opinion, this is far more important. You have to reevaluate what you call assets and liabilities. Assets bring money into your pocket monthly. Liabilities, take it out. Bye, it's gone. Because of this, in this mindset, if you own a home and live in a home, it's a liability, not an asset, because that home is constantly taking money out of your pocket for the mortgage, for the basic upkeep, for all the things that goes into the home. The property taxes, it takes money away. Rental properties are different because a real estate investor can buy the home and rent the home so that all the cost is covered by the rent and a small profit trickles into his pocket. That would shift it to an asset, not a liability, only at that point. But even then, they still view their home they live in as a liability. Get that in your head. That means our car, liability. House, liability. Internet, liability. Anything that drains money from your bank account. If money goes out, that's a liability. Credit cards, massive liability. That's just how it is. So we need to be thinking to ourselves, what can we do to bring money in, because wealth, for one, is not big giant stacks of money we can swim in Uncle Scrooge style. Be really nice if it was. But no, what you need to do is a few things. First, you need to know what kind of lifestyle you want and that would actually make you happy. Most people don't know the answer to this. Most people, they think lots of cars, homes, and all this is going to make them happy. Truth be told, most of the time it never does, and they can't throw enough money at the problem. So you need to figure out what it is you want, what it is you like. I personally don't do the fancy car route. I own a good vehicle. I like my vehicle. I bought it new. But I also know I don't want a big house because I don't want to clean it. And somebody's like, well, you get enough money, you get made. I don't like people going through my house either, so that's a problem. But you're right, I could get a maid. So I'm actually looking for, something in the 2 to 3 bedroom, smaller side, single story, personally speaking. Now, that's for me. And then I know my expenses. Every month I know it, okay? You need to make a budget so you know your expenses. Wealth means that if I stop working, if I sit down, I do nothing, I have money coming in working for me. It's not about what I do with my time to make the money anymore. The money starts making itself. That's the direction I want to try and focus prosperity and wealth magic. And I've been working on that for some time in different ways. That way, I can take what I love to do in my free time and apply it elsewhere instead of just the daily grind. Now, I've been blessed to manage through Magick and study to actually make a business of what I love to do, aka magic research and teaching. So that gets me to the point of retirement. What am I planning to do with my retirement? Honestly, I expect to continue to be doing what I'm doing right now. There's a lot of my friends who view me as retired. I don't view myself as retired because I have a few little goals I want to meet before then. But I am on track to meet those way before me and my wife's official retirement date, because we do plan to retire together and live that life that we just want to live. Now, for every person that's going to be different, and these are aspects of this series we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about figuring out your budget, figuring out your cost, figuring out your cash flow. There is no one single answer to this. The best answer I could give is once you know your monthly expenses, try to have maybe 6 months in your savings account saved up. Okay? That's always a good thing. I know a lot of people who drain their savings because, we've hit hard times before. Job loss, whatnot. But if you have cash flow where your job's not paying the bills anymore, then you're onto something. Now, for people my age, I have to be very aggressive with these strategies because I got started late in life. For people younger than me, in their 20s, like my daughter, many of these strategies, many of these magics and concepts will be very, very easy. I will also, in this series, most likely be pointing you to other YouTubers that I find far more knowledgeable in direct financial aspects than me. I'm tying the finance and the magic together here, because we are a magical channel and I'm trying to get you to understand how to apply wealth and prosperity magic. But I'll put you over there for more direct information on other things. Now, in the meantime, before we get to the next video, I want you to go ahead and in a journal, if you're really interested in starting this, I want you to write down the new definition of a liability and an asset, okay? An asset brings money to you, okay? For right now, we are building. We're building. So we want it to bring money to us. Neutral assets, let's not worry about those. We want to focus on what brings money to us, okay? What brings value. We want to focus on cash flow. Liability, anything that drains your bank account, okay? So, very simply, when you sit down to write these definitions and you start to figure out, because the next step is I want you to figure out what all these are in your life, okay? And I want you to figure it out by sitting down and asking yourself, if you didn't work, if you had X amount of money in the bank, what is taking that total down and what's bringing that total up. Okay? Now, if you're in a position where if you're not working, nothing is bringing that total up, only down. That's a bad spot to be in, and I think that's where most people are in. Truth be told, even winning the lottery can't help that. It cannot, because if all you're doing is draining, all the money in the world will never sustain your lifestyle. Okay? So I want you to figure out right now, what are the assets and liabilities by these new definitions in your life, and what is a comfortable, happy lifestyle for you, and how much a month, friggin' phone, would it take for you to live that lifestyle? Figure it out. Figure out what it would take per month, okay? All right. Now, I'm really excited about this series to dive into it and really share how I've done what I've done and to give tips, and hopefully you all succeed far better than I did. But before this video gets too long, we're going to stop here. You do your homework, and I'll see you back in the next video, okay? Where we're actually going to talk about that budget a little bit more. Until next time, I'm Drake. This has been Working Dragon Mystic. Take care. Bye-bye.